Multiple gunshots. Clear the block, the fun stops. People are calling cops, people shot, nobody stops. I wonder when the world stopped caring. Last night, 2 kids shot, while the whole block staring. I can never understand this society. First they tried to murder me, then they lied to me. The product of a dying breed. All my homies high off weed. Got the little babies, craze raised off Hennessy. Tell me when my enemies flee when they see me. Believe me, even thugs gotta learn to take it easy. Through the intermission, search your heart for a plan. Turning bad boys to grown men. It's on again. I give a holler to my homies on the darkest corner. Roll a perfect blunt and let me spark it for you. Yeah. So, what we seeing is nothing but our dreams coming true while we staring at the world through the rear view. These are words of Pac. These are Pac's words. And this is 1995, 1996. I wonder when the world stopped caring. Last night, 2 kids shot while the whole block staring. Yes, in Baltimore, Maryland, there was a block party, and you know, gathered, sunny day, everybody just having a good time. Then gunshots. Then after the smoke clear, 2 kids shot. 18-year-old, 20-year-old dead. An 18-year-old woman and a 20-year-old male dead. Didn't expect it. Wasn't looking for it, but that's what happened. And it happens because the world stops caring. Why? I have no idea. Why the world turned. I have a little speculation on how, you know, we can all speculate, but the world stops caring, and we care about something else. We care about our celebrities. Our celebrities don't. No, we care more about Jamie Foxx. Everybody's concerned about the health of Jamie Foxx and, you know, what's going on with Jamie Foxx and who or a bootleg Jamie Foxx and things like that. But what about our children being murdered right in front of our face while everybody's looking and not doing anything about it? It's been going on for years. In fact, I made a video almost 10 years or some change ago, almost 10 years ago, or something like that, something to that effect, to that extent. But it was about the ongoing gang violence in Chicago with the GDs and the BDs, and I was speaking to them on, you know, trying to get their mind in a position where they don't have to look at each other as opposition or adversaries, or to perpetuate that ongoing gang feud that's going on, because we all know that it was all set up. If you go look at the movie Judas and the Black Messiah, you see how the police and the government put gangs against each other. They'll say that this one did that and this one did that. They'll even go and shoot up a community and say that this one did it or that one did.
Between your manpower and the Panthers' political platform, we can heal this whole city.
And you mind if I read you something, Brother Hampton? Now, word on the street is that the Crown's got more rats than a cheese factory. Where you think they get all their money from? The pigs run their whole operation. Because what's a rat to a big black jungle cat? When the Panthers are done with the Crowns, shit.
And she? It's your work, brother. So, if that was us murder mouth and well guns at, huh? We came to y'all headquarters unarmed.
So who do you think wrote it then?
The pigs, who else?
The pigs don't write blood. Them.
Same shit that gonna happen to all of us. At least they died for the people. We should be so lucky.
So, what we are doing is we're giving more, we have more veneration and acknowledgement for people that have no integrity or no concern or no care for us than we have for our own people that can aid and assist us. And we don't even know who they are because we're not looking for them. We're looking for our celebrities to be our saviors, and they're not our saviors. They have signed up. They have signed up to abandon us, to mislead us, or to influence us. Matter of fact, they are. We're going to get into a video about who they actually are, and what you're going to see they are, and it's not. It's not something for you to it's not debatable who they actually are. This is something that's just what it is. It's just something that's just what it is. You know? So our celebrities have a lot of fame, a lot of fortune. They have the ability to do, but they don't. And it's stated in the Bible. This is biblical. This is biblical. It's biblical. Luke 12, verse 48. To those who are given more, more is expected. So if you have more fame and more fortune, then it's expected more of you, but you don't. This is why you're celebrity. This is why I try to tell you all the stuff that's going on in the world. And our celebrities have no say about, or no input, or no try to deter the course of these actions, then they just don't have it in them to do that. Spoke to you about the Will Smith. He can help you, but he won't. He can mislead you, but he won't help you because they signed up for that. This is what it means to sell your soul. The soul is connected to your feelings, and your feeling is connected to your heart. Your heart is connected to your mind. So once you sell these things, you no longer can feel, and you cannot think. This is the reason why it's called selling your soul, because now you can't feel. If I want to feel for my people, I can't, because I've already made a pact. I already took a bribe to not feel. I can't feel anything. I can't think anything. This is why you don't want to be like your celebrities, because they are not even real humans. They're not real beings. They're owned. They're owned. Every last single one. No celebrity can go and do anything that they want to do. They're owned by corporations. They're owned. So they cannot help you. It's not in them. So we care more about Jamie Foxx, or what's going on with Kiki, as opposed to our children being murdered, hunted, and singled out. We care more about what's going on with our celebrities that have never done anything other than show up on TV. That's all they have ever done for you. But when it comes to our children, this is our future. What are we handing our children? Veneration for the people that's on TV, as opposed to people that can actually shape and mold our communities? That's what we're handing our children. That's what we're handing them. Remember, more that is given, more is required. So if, like me, I have a lot, I have a sound mind. I might have more of a sound mind than the next person. Because if you're able to see things that other people can't see, that means that you have more of a sound mind than the next person. So it's required of you to speak or to say things and to defend a sound doctrine, especially when it comes to, it being something that the people know. People know about this doctrine, but are we adhering to it? Do we conform to it? Or do we conform to the ways of the world? And one of the ways that you conform to the ways of the world is by partaking in what's, socially or what was called, what's common sense. It's it's something that is a part of the world. And if you see that it's a sickness that's going on in the world and it's shared by, people from all walks of life, and the only way for you to not share in that is to not be like them, or is to not share that energy, or to share those ideas, is to share another doctrine. Matter of fact, I was watching the show, and they was talking about betel nut in Papua New Guinea, and it's like a cultural drug that's used to give you energy, and it's addictive, and everybody do it, and it's common, and it's something that they do socially. So throughout the course of the show, you've seen everybody just chewing it, taking a betel nut, and just breaking it and eating it to the point where their teeth began to turn red. And it had a tourist that came over there, a Caucasian guy came to Papua New Guinea and wanted to know about the culture. So he got to one person and he asked them about it, and this person was cheerful and they was happy and stuff like that, and they was like, I don't do that because I gave myself over to the Lord. I turned a Christian, so I don't do what they do. Do you see? If I could show you that show, I would. But matter of fact, it's probably on here, and I'll show you that in a minute. But yeah, do you see that? How easy everybody can be on betel nut and do it to the point where it's something that's common, and it's something that's even social. But sound doctrine saved a person from having to endure that type of the whatever it is, the effects of betel nut. So do we adhere to sound doctrine, or do we conform to the ways of the world? These are the things that we have to ask ourselves, because just because it's done, it doesn't mean that it's right. And just because nobody else is doing it doesn't mean that it's wrong. So check it out.
The country of red mouths.
Whoa. You eat betel nut all your life?
Yes.
From very young?
No. When I come out, medium size.
In Papua New Guinea, you will see a lot of people chewing on a tiny thing.
Betel nut.
It makes you strong?
It looks like a pretty harmless nut, but it's not.
Our eyes open so we can do the job.
Makes them excited.
When we eat the betel nut, we don't need the food. We don't need.
Welcome to Papua New Guinea.
Papua New Guinea is a country of 9.5 million people, and the capital city is called Port Moresby.
Papua New Guinea!
It has over 1,000 distinct ethnic groups, and with around 850 languages spoken in the country, making it the most linguistically diverse place on the planet.
But there's one thing here in this country that makes all these cultural groups come together. That thing is the world's most addicted. Let's check it out.
Welcome to Papua New Guinea! All across Southern Asia and the Pacific Islands, you'll see people chewing this nut.
Yeah, well, I used to chew, but now I don't chew. I was a really worse chewer. I used to open my eyes and betel nut in my mouth.
With red stains all over their teeth.
Why did you stop?
Because I gave my life to the Lord, and now I cannot chew betel nut.
And it looks like it's out, but it's from the betel nut.
It is a chemical reaction.
And how many do you do per day? 10. When do you feel like it's too much? How many is too much?
20 is too much.
20. How much is betel nut?
Betel nut is 2 kina. It's okay with the betel nut, but mustard is 5 kina.
It's expensive?
Yeah.
sell betel nut, you have money. If you don't sell betel nut, you don't have money.
Just like smoking betel nut is proven to cause cancer, disease and addiction, yet people still love it.
You used a lime
A mustard with lime.
and then a mustard. So if you like feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when you press the button, it feels like this is the right button.
And how does it make you feel to eat betel nut?
Hyped, I think, like psyched up. When you chew button, you feel like a lot of energy. Just like run around, especially talk too much.
At first they peel it, then they add a mustard seed to it, they add lime to it, and then they put it in their mouth. And then they start to chew.
Papanigula, it's custom. Their tradition. They chew buai. They call it buai, betel nut.
Okay. And why do people take betel nut?
They said it's to boost their system up when they feel weak.
You know, wake up in the morning and come look for buai. Bill nut. English we say bill nut, and Pidgin we say buai.
Why?
And Motu you say buatao.
It will make your body system
But
alive.
now I don't chew. I was a really worse chewer. I used to like open my eyes and between my
With red stains all over their teeth.
Why did you stop?
because I gave my life to the Lord and now I cannot chew it now.
And it looks like it's blood.
That's how you get saved. That's what it means to be saved. If you don't understand it, then it's right there. The whole the country has a national thing that it does where it destroys their physical appearance, and it's even has health effects, like as far as them telling you that it produces cancer and other ailments. But once you use something that can save you or it can shield you from that, that's what's called being saved. So the woman proclaimed, yo, I used to be the worst with it. I used to wake up in the morning and I used to have betel nut just in my mouth already from just waking up with it. So what changed her? What made her stop? What made her not be like that? Sound doctrine. Sound doctrine. Sound doctrine. So that's what it means to be saved. Saved. You can't accept sound doctrine, but still be insane, or still do things that'll make you out of sane doctrine. So these are the things that we have to understand when it comes to what sound doctrine is, and what it is just follow the masses. Some people are just following the masses and not acquiring what it is that'll save them from what it is that's destroying them. So that's what it means to be saved. That's why when I see my people on YouTube, Emily D, and she always say, like, the God keep you safe, sound, and protected.
The Almighty God bless you, Lord, and keep you safe, sound, and protected.
You could be safe, but not sound. You could be protected, but not have a sound mind. In fact, there was this movie that I was watching where the woman was insane. She went crazy. I don't know what happened to her, but she went crazy and didn't know that she was crazy. And at the end of the movie, they put her in the crazy home, and they was like, she's safe in here.
It's rare, but it's real. I've never seen anything like it before.
Will she eventually be okay?
We'll keep her safe here from herself and everyone else, and we'll determine if she can move upstate to stand trial, but I don't know if she'll ever snap out of it. The physical damage to her brain has healed, but who knows how long she'll be trapped in this memory.
Just because you're safe don't mean that you have a sound mind. And just because you have a sound mind don't mean that you're going to be protected. because the people that's outside of that, they can be the ones that's actually attacking you. So when it comes to, like mental illness or mental disorders, people that think differently from the masses of the world, they would be considered, insane. So if I'm like, yo, bro, I'm not messing with that, or I don't deal with that. People who do deal with that will look at me as though, this guy is crazy. This guy's insane. Or if you're someone who has the ability to perceive things or hear things or see things, they might say that you have a mental disability. So we have to understand what these things actually are. But yeah, you've seen it. You've seen it in that little clip that I just showed you. Sound doctrine saved that woman from living that particular way. And this is what we have to do as far as us being in the world with this doctrine. It has to prevent us from being a certain way. It's not just something to be a part of and continue to be that way, because you still see, the wicked people bearing certain symbols, that's supposed to be about adhering to a certain doctrine, but they bear the symbols and they walk around with it, and they still carry a destructive, or not even just carry it, but sometimes they be the initiators of that lifestyle, just by the things that they say or the things that they do or the things that they put out into the world. See, we're only responsible, or we should be held accountable for what we put out, because it's what that comes out of us that defiles us. What we do that we have to deal with within, these aren't things that define us, but what defines you is what you actually put out. Because at one point in time, I used to want to be a rap artist. I used to want to rap. And I have a exceptional talent for rapping. But what I do know is that the music industry is not about rap. It's not about talent. It's about agenda. It's about, promoting certain things. It's about promoting something that you might not feel comfortable with promoting. The same thing going on with Ice Cube. I don't want to get that shot. I'm not going to tell people to go and get something that I'm not comfortable with getting. But it's all about promoting something for something else. It's not about talent. So please, let's not get that confused, because there's a lot of people with talent that will never get that opportunity because they don't have it within them to do certain things that they have to do in order to get there. So, like I said, with my people, she says, be safe, sound, and protected. These are the things that we have to incorporate inside of our existence, because if not, then we'll always be in danger, insane, and unprotected. So, yeah. So that's why I say, for those that have more is required of you. And that is sound doctrine. That woman have a lot of wisdom. So she's going to be on the front line a lot more than not. Excuse me. It's always, some distraction, or always a plot to try to, prevent certain things from being, because nobody calls me, I don't speak to anybody, and nobody calls me until it's time to, speak on certain things. So, in retrospect, multiple gunshots. So that's what's going on throughout the entirety of the world. And not too much opposition or anybody opposing what it is. There's people that's capitalizing off of displaying shootings and displaying random acts of violence and things like that. Then you also have the TV show iCrime that exists off of crime itself. Keep sending in more of your videos. Keep sending. That means that keep creating more crime so we can keep showing it on TV. That's what that means. Keep sending in more videos of crime that you see so we can continue the show. So if crime didn't exist, this show wouldn't exist. Y'all understand? So they advocate you creating crimes. They'll produce the mindset for you, which is an insane mindset for you to create these crimes. But it takes a sound mind to see that, son, this is, if there was no crime, then, there would be no need for that TV show. If there's no need for that TV show, then that person that's running that show, they wouldn't get paid to broadcast crime. So this is all a systematic thing. The crime is the backlash is the people that creates the crime. And the hoods that produce the people that creates the crime. This is who gets the backlash, not the police. You understand? When it comes to the tension between officers and civilians, they don't want you to have a peaceful or to coexist peacefully. They want to show you hostility towards each other. So you can always feel as though I have a problem with being right because these people are against me. So yes. Clear the block, the fun stops. People are calling cops, people shot, nobody stops.
I wonder when the world stopped caring. Last night 2 kids shot while the whole block staring. I will never understand this society. If they try to murder me, then they lie to me.
After a block party last night in Fort Worth. Hello, everybody. I'm Heather Hayes.
And I'm Steve Eager. It's 9 o'clock. The victims were part of a crowd gathered in the Como neighborhood following the Como Fest Independence Day celebration. Police have said very little about this investigation, and they have not released any suspect descriptions. And the limited response by city leaders after 3 people were murdered and 8 more wounded has frustrated some communities, especially bringing a match after this event 2 years ago had the chief on scene and informing the public. Times have changed. Fox.
Run! Run! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Don't get shot! Oh my God!
Cell phone video captures the chaos in West Fort Worth's Como neighborhood Monday evening.
Oh my God! I can't move!
Police say just before midnight, multiple people opened fire where a large crowd was gathered off Horn Street. 3 people were killed, 8 others injured. The shooting took place about an hour and a half after Como Fest ended, a community celebration to kick off July 4th. Surveillance video obtained by Fox 4 shows a mass of people running and ducking for cover once gunfire erupted. On the 2 people shield a child from the gunshots up against the Como Food Mart. The wounded were rushed to hospitals in both private vehicles and ambulances.
So I ran this way because I knew my boys were on this end.
Tuesday afternoon, Kadesha Weatherly sat next to the spot where her son, 18-year-old Paul Timothy Willis, was shot and killed. The mother of 2 was at the shooting scene last night.
They didn't even let my baby make it to college. I just want them to remember his name, not just an 18-year-old victim, and the young lady as well. Her name should be said.
22-year-old Cynthia Santos was also killed. Her family tells Fox 4 she came to celebrate July 4th with her friend.
Where you at?
One woman her frantic route to safety. Screams are heard from victims before more gunshots.
You good? Oh my God! Oh my God!
A motive is still unclear. Fort Worth PD provided a written update on the investigation Tuesday, saying several unknown males started firing and then took off. Overnight, a Fort Worth police captain offered a brief on-camera update.
We don't know if this is domestic related, if it's gang related. It's too early to,
at this point. Instead of calling for a day of mourning, you know, we're going along with business as usual.
Community activist Kiev Tatum critical of the lack of a more visible public response from city leaders. The gun violence is similar to a mass shooting 2 years ago following the same 4th of July event. That time, 8 people were wounded. And the police chief did come to the shooting scene to provide updates to keep citizens informed.
We're committed to resolving the problems in our community. No doubt about it. But the reality is our leadership is not up for this challenge.
When the world stopped caring last night, 2 kids shot while the whole block staring. I will never understand this society. First they try to murder me, then they lie to me. Product of a job break. All my homies try weed. Now the little baby's craze raise our fantasy. Tell me when my enemies flee when they see me. Believe me, even thugs gotta learn to take it easy. Listen, through intermission, search your heart for a plan. We turn it bad boy.
For the world when it started caring about being a part of the world. Being a part of the world. Being amongst the rich and famous. That's when the world stopped caring. When it started caring about what the people that they see that they're influenced by is doing. They start caring more about them than about their social and economical and living conditions inside of their communities. That's when they stop caring. When they allow other people that don't care about their communities care about their communities. When we start letting politicians and people that would never step foot in our communities care about our communities more than we can care about our communities, that's when the world stopped caring. That's when the world stopped caring. For those that are given more is required. So if you have more of a sound mind, it's required of you to step out and, you know, to bring that sound mind to those that contradict a sound mind. If you have more compassion than the next person, it's required of you to step out with that compassion in a world that seems like it's void compassion. If you have more currency and you're in a position to do, it's required of you to do for those that are not in a position to do for themselves. These are the reasons why that is a sound doctrine. For those that are given more is required. The more that I get, the more that I have to do. So if I don't have much, then I can still do much with the little that I have because I have a sound mind. And sometimes that's all that's needed. Sometimes that's all that's needed. So, you can see what's taking place, and we can try to prevent a lot of things that we see in our reality, so we can, you know, have a better existence, not just for us, but for the generations that's coming after us, because that's what it's actually about. Life is not about the current people that's here. It's about shaping and molding the way for the next generation that's coming, because this is how we got here, and these are things that we have to understand. If for us didn't pave the way for us, we wouldn't be here, and that's just what it is. And back to the song, of course, my enemies flee when they see me. They don't show up and like my videos. They flee away from them. Sometimes they make sure nobody else see them. But yes, they flee when they see me. And not only that, but, you know, to speak about, I give a holler to my homies on the darkest corner. Roll a perfect blunt and let me spark it for you. Here's Pac them trying to demonize Pac for advocating the usage of marijuana, but here's Pac defending his stance on it. He says, when you smoke marijuana, you just want to chill out. You don't want. We want to smoke more marijuana and chill out, as opposed to us killing each other. These are his words.
Charles Barkley said, you know, he play ball, y'all be parents. And it's like that. It's like we rapping about how we feel. We really do smoke weed, you know? Yeah. We really do see that as a way for us to calm these riots that we hear in our head, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, so our job is to talk to the youth. When we talking to the youth, we tell them, man, we got it bad. But we sitting here smoking this weed trying to get through it. You know what I'm saying? It's telling them, stop killing each other, man. Let's just smoke a blunt. You know what I'm saying? Let's smoke a blunt.
Yeah.
If you stress, let's smoke a blunt. You know what I'm saying?
Anti-violence, pro-blunt. Is that it?
Pro-blunt.
Yeah. Now, what will you tell your first son?
This is the reason why I can state this, because this isn't for the bougie and the, don't say that to. This is for the people that's being plagued by certain ideas that would be considered out of sound doctrine. So that's what it's actually for. That's what it's actually for. So we can't look to our celebrities to change situations in the hood, because these are the way that they became celebrities. Look at Jay-Z, for instance. You know, his whole rap career was about destroying the community with drugs, selling drugs to his people. That was his whole primary side of the game, by, you know, advocating that lifestyle. Then you have others that's doing the same thing, or advocating a violent lifestyle and a destructive lifestyle. So we can't expect them to do or to fix things in the hood when they are profiting from the hood being, or the communities being, that type of way, or the people that lives inside of that community to be in that type of way. So that's all that's being stated. That's all I'm saying. It's not to tear nobody down. It's not to point at anybody and say that they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing, or y'all wrong and they're right. No, it's just that to those that are given more is required. That's all. And if you don't know, then you know you can't suffer that the extremities of the punishment if you don't know. But if you do know, and you have more of a knowledge, then more is required of you. So that's what's stated in Luke 12, verse 48. So, peace.